Hello, my name is Sharon Peterson, and I'm one of the registered dietitians at the Villages Health. My contact information is via email, sharon.peterson@thevillageshealth.com. Topic that I want to share with you today is entitled Dietary Supplements, Helpful, Harmful, or a Waste of Money. This is a topic I'm very passionate about and have been studying for a long time. And I hope that we can have an interesting sharing of information today on this, this very important topic. So the objectives for today are to make some comments about current usage of dietary supplements in this country, a brief history of how we got to where we are with the topic of dietary supplements, and then some specific statements about the safety, the effectiveness, and the potential waste of money on some of these supplements. So here we go. So true or false? Dietary supplements cannot duplicate all of the nutrients and health benefits of whole foods. I hope that we can agree that the answer to this is true. Supplements cannot duplicate all of the nutrients and health benefits of whole foods. Please notice that I'm going to be saying this and repeating it quite often throughout the presentation. That's why we really need to think about food first and then supplement wisely. So a food first approach would be, this is a friendly reminder of what nutrient dense whole foods would look like. Probably not a surprise to you. This is based on current research. You know, it shows up in the Mediterranean style of eating. It shows up in the DASH diet, which is dietary approaches to stop hypertension. It shows up in the MIND diet, which is looking at how to support cognitive health. So just wanted to show you examples of what we mean when we say food first and then supplement wisely. Also, there's some very good herbs and spices to remember, and you may have heard this phrase before, let food be thy medicine. It's a famous statement by Hippocrates way back in the 4th century. So what are some anti-inflammatory, healthy herbs and spices? The one that's very popular right now, I'm sure you're reading about, is curcumin, anti-inflammatory phytochemical, beneficial for arthritis, heart disease, autoimmune diseases. So turmeric is what contains this phytochemical or plant chemical called curcumin, and curry is what you may recognize as the component, the bright orange yellow component in some of our ethnic dishes. Also rosemary, thyme, garlic, cilantro, oregano, ginger, cayenne pepper, fennel, all very good, very health promoting and anti-inflammatory herbs and spices that we can certainly choose to use more of. So back to the dietary supplement topic. True or false? There are over 85,000 different dietary supplements in the marketplace today. What do you think? That's a ridiculously high number, right? Well, the answer is actually true. There are over 85,000 different dietary supplements in the marketplace today. So there's no way that any human could possibly keep up with all of these different types of dietary supplements. Interestingly enough, $35 billion per year is being spent on dietary supplements in the US. What are some reasons for using dietary supplements? Kind of in a ranking order here. The top 3 for sure are weight loss, sports performance, and supporting brain and cognitive health. Also heart health, cancer-related diagnoses. Some people say to fill nutritional gaps in their eating patterns, and overall promotion of health and wellness. What does the current usage of supplements look like? Well, here's some interesting facts. Over half of American adults take at least one supplement. The top one is a multivitamin, abbreviated here as MBI, And number 2 is currently fish oil. Only 23% of the supplements that are used are the result of advice from a physician or healthcare provider. So the vast majority of supplements are being used not as the result of advice from a physician or healthcare provider. And 1/4 of people over age 60 report using 4 or more dietary supplements. And I'll just let you know right now, I do take 4 or more dietary supplements personally. True or false? Dietary supplements were not available in the U.S. until 1994, when the Dietary Supplement Health and Education Act, DSHEA, was voted into law. What do you think, true or false? The answer is actually false. Let me give you a couple examples of why this is false. This is a poster or an advertisement for Clark Stanley's snake oil liniment. And if you feel like you've heard the term snake oil before, that is actually where snake oil salesman came from, is this event with Clark Stanley. If you look at the left side, I get a kick out of the wording. It says the strongest and best liniment known for the cure of all pain and lameness, including rheumatism, neuralgia, sciatica, lame back, lumbago, contracted muscles, toothache, sprains, swelling, and my personal favorite, etc. Over on the right side, you see it says for sale by all dealers in medicine, and it was priced at 50 cents a bottle. So the history behind this is back in 1906, Clark Stanley got in trouble for selling his snake oil liniment. It was exposed as fraudulent. He pleaded no contest in 1916 and was fined $20, which in today's money would be $457. Still not an incredible amount of money. I'm sure he made way more than that as far as the fine versus what he had made, correct? Another example, 1955 journal article, medical professional journal article. The title was The Use of Vitamin Therapy to Reverse Certain Concomitants of Aging by Dr. William Kaufman. So 2 examples of why we have to say false to the question about whether supplements were around before 1994. True or false? Dietary supplements are reviewed for safety and effectiveness by the FDA before they can be marketed or sold. You may or may not know that the answer to that is false. FDA is not able to review dietary supplements for safety and effectiveness before they are marketed or sold. That's another reason why I'm going to remind you that I really believe in food first and supplement wisely. So a little bit of history. In the late 1980s, an outbreak of an obscure illness killed about 37 people and sickened another 1,500. And it was linked to a contaminated L-tryptophan amino acid supplement made in Japan. So the FDA decided to take action, and they proposed some good manufacturing practices and wanted to try to restrict misleading claims on supplements. The supplement industry sprang into action. It was alive and well at that time in the 80s, and the industry generated over 200,000 letters opposing this FDA action. There were some powerful allies in Congress at the time with financial ties to the supplement industry, and they also got involved. So when the dust settled, the resulting law, the 1994 DSHEA, left FDA with actually less authority and tools than before, so it backfired. And the way the law came out, FDA has, like I said, less power. So in 1994, the definition of a dietary supplement, according to this law, was a product taken by mouth that contains a dietary ingredient intended to supplement the diet. So I want to really stress, there it is. It was intended to supplement, not take the place of. Food first, supplement wisely. Additional components of this definition stated, this can be a vitamin, a mineral, an herb, or another botanical, amino acid, enzymes, organ tissues, metabolites, extracts, or concentrates. It can be found in many forms, including tablets, capsules, soft gels, gel caps, liquids, and powders. We're still talking about the definition of a dietary supplement. And of note, dietary supplements became a special category under a general umbrella of foods, not drugs, but they really got a pass. The FDA monitors foods and drugs, but dietary supplements really were given a kind of a middle lane pass, and where they were not really considered foods or drugs. A few more details. As a result of this law, FDA does not have authority to review supplements for safety or effectiveness before they are sold. We already said that. The manufacturers and distributors are responsible for making sure the supplement is safe before they take it to market. Manufacturers are also required to use good manufacturing practices and follow labeling regulations. The reality of post-DSHEA is FDA actually inspects a very small fraction of all the manufacturing facilities, and of those they inspect, more than half are cited for violations. Another reality of post-DSHEA, most supplements have not been adequately tested and or have failed to beat the placebo in randomized controlled research trials. Another interesting fact is FDA has identified hundreds of weight loss supplements that are tainted with prescription drugs. In 2006, another effort was made to try to get some organization or boundaries on the topic of dietary supplements. And so this legislation is called Dietary Supplement and Non-Prescription Drug Consumer Protection Act. The essence of this act states that it requires the manufacturers to notify FDA of serious adverse events associated with over-the-counter drugs and or dietary supplements. And so it actually strengthens the regulatory structure for dietary supplements. Now you might be thinking, well, of course the FDA was being notified if a serious adverse event was happening. Well, actually it wasn't. Oops. Okay. This is a quote from the legislation. Consumers have a right to expect that if they report a serious adverse event to a dietary supplement manufacturer, that FDA will hear about it. So as of the 2006 legislation, there is more of an effort to make sure that FDA hears about it and they don't just keep it to themselves in the manufacturing world. So are dietary supplements safe? I strongly recommend that you click on this website when you get a chance and watch this documentary. It's about 54 minutes. It's very fascinating. It was a frontline documentary entitled Supplements and Safety. It was made in 2016. So highly recommend you think about watching that. Are supplements safe? Well, many herbal preparations from India and China have been contaminated with mold, insects, pesticides, and heavy metals due to poor sourcing and manufacturing practices. Here's some recent headlines on dietary supplements. Here's one that says dietary supplement myths you need to know. Here's one that says, are you taking too many supplements? Here's one that says, a tough pill to swallow, are supplements safe? Here's one that says, are you wasting money on supplements? And here's one that says, the truth about taking multivitamins. So these are just some recent examples of headlines about dietary supplements. So you might agree with me that they seem to be sort of negative. And that pendulum seems to be swinging in more of a negative direction with regards to dietary supplements. So I want to summarize a couple of these articles for you. The one that was called, "Are You Taking Too Many Supplements?" The key points from that article were that some contain hidden prescription medications. Supplements can interfere with our prescription medications. It may be difficult to manage a lot of pills. A large regimen may be hard on our body. And it is very possible to overdo nutrient intake once we start taking a bunch of supplements. Food first, supplement wisely. The article entitled "A Tough Pill to Swallow, Are Supplements Safe?" Wanted to summarize that one for you. It's from Environmental Nutrition, March 2021. A couple key points from that article. Adulteration with ingredients not on the label is quite common, especially supplements that are purported to help with weight loss, sports performance, and memory cognition. And third-party testing is happening, but it is only focusing on quality testing. Third-party testing is not looking at safety or effectiveness. Are dietary supplements safe? Well, we need to realize that more is not better with dietary supplements. And kind of as I said before, exceeding the RDA is very possible with dietary supplements. And toxic reactions can and do occur. Examples. High doses of vitamin C can cause diarrhea and can increase risk for kidney stones. High vitamin B6 as a supplement can cause nerve damage. High vitamin A supplement intake is associated with osteoporosis and hip fractures and can cause headaches and liver problems. So continuing with this question, are dietary supplements safe? We also need to understand that interactions with other supplements and with prescription medications are quite common. Here's a few examples of that. Antioxidants, such as maybe vitamin E and vitamin C, can actually reduce the effectiveness of cancer treatments. Dong quai and ginseng may actually promote tumor growth. Omega-3s, vitamin E, ginseng, ginkgo biloba, garlic, ginger, and feverfew are all blood thinners, and they can interact with blood thinners to increase bleeding. Vitamin D can interact with heart medications like statins and diuretics. Are supplements a waste of money? Well, please do your research, and I'm going to show you a couple of resources in a minute here. But the article called "Are You Wasting Money on Supplements?" that I highlighted a little bit ago, the key points from that article are multivitamins actually do not lower the risk of heart attack, stroke, or death versus placebo. It's a new huge study, the results of a huge study that just came out. And also a key point from this article, omega-3 supplements, your EPA and DHA, do not prevent a first heart attack in at-risk people. Those at risk for a heart attack, they looked at if they were taking omega-3 supplements or not, and it did not prevent the first heart attack. Just a couple examples. So are supplements effective? Well, we really need to ask ourselves some questions while we're doing our research and as we're trying to decide whether we're going to take something or not. What are the potential health benefits that this supplement is supposed to help me with? What are they good for me? Why am I taking it? What are the potential benefits for me? Does it have any safety risks? What is the proper dose? How, when, and for how long should I take it? I really want to emphasize that question, why am I taking it? I've worked with a number of patients and clients, and we will have a conversation about supplements. And as we start talking, I'll say, now, okay, now what's the reason that you're taking this one? And they typically say, I don't know. So we need to be reviewing and reevaluating our dietary supplements and staying up to speed on them, because we shouldn't just take them for years and years and years without even knowing why we're taking it or if it's helping. This is very much a buyer beware situation because there is no pre-market approval for safety or effectiveness. So we have to do that ourselves. Are supplements effective? This was in the AARP Bulletin, June 2021. Maybe you saw it. There are 2 vitamins that were highlighted to be potentially helpful for older adults. It is true that our ability to absorb vitamin B12 decreases with age. By age 65, about 40% of adults have gastric issues that hinder B12 absorption. So that is one that is potentially helpful. The other one, vitamin D. By age 70, our ability to turn sunlight into vitamin D is about half of what it was at age 20. As vitamin D blood levels decline, the risk of Parkinson's and Alzheimer's increases. So vitamin D is another example of a potentially helpful supplement for older adults. So let's brainstorm some desirable characteristics of a perfect resource for assessing dietary supplements. I would want my resource to be independent and unbiased. I would want them to not be trying to sell me the supplements. I would hope that it is science-based, especially Cochrane reviews are considered the gold standard for science-based information. It'd be cool if it was interactive. It'd be really cool if it's easy to use. And how about free? And also up to date. So I actually have a resource to show you that has these characteristics, and everyone that I show just loves it. It's kind of a weird name, but this is the website, and you can click on this and get to it. It will say information is beautiful. The user can sort by disease state, strength of the evidence, and it has a worth it line for each disease state. So I have a snapshot here next to show you what it looks like. But I highly recommend, this is my favorite resource by far for checking on the current understanding of dietary supplements. So it's kind of blurry here, but you'll get the idea. This is what it'll look like when you bring it up. And you see that it says scientific evidence for popular health supplements. And it is updated on a regular basis. You'll see that there's a box that says size is representing the popularity of the supplement. So I'm just going to click over here, see how the circles are different sizes. See the worth it line going through the middle. Also the colors, the strength goes from top to bottom. But then the orange is, let me see if I can, yeah. So the orange is indicating that there are kind of on the watch, so supplements to watch for. If you click on that box that says filter, a bunch of different disease states and life phases will show up. And if you click on, for example, heart health, it will bring up the supplements that are related to heart health, and it will change the dynamic of these circles. And what's really exciting is, I'm going to flip back to the next page now. When you hover over one of these circles, it will give you the statement about why green tea is helpful for whatever. And then if you click on the circle, it will take you to the Cochrane review or the best research article that they could find in support of the statement. So I, again, strongly encourage you to check that out. I think you'll really get a kick out of it. It's very fun and very helpful. Additional resources include 3 independent organizations that evaluate dietary supplements for quality. I kind of said that before, but not for safety or effectiveness. ConsumerLab.com actually does have an email that I receive, and I'll show you that here in a second. So you can get a good feel for what are the headlines. NSF.org, that's the one that really looks mostly at sports supplements, exercise and fitness and sports related supplements. And then US Pharmacopoeia, the website is usp.org. These 3 groups are all trying to give us consumers some sort of independent evaluation of especially quality. Now, this is a snapshot of the email that I received from consumerlab.com, and it's free. You can sign up for it. And just to show you kind of the headline each day, as an example, here's best cranberry juices and supplements, decrease in Pfizer vaccine efficacy, fish oil for migraine, question, olive oil and avocado oil reviews, and blood thinners and supplements. So you can get a good feel for what's kind of going on. There is if you want the full access to this website, there is a fee, but I get these little updates for free and kind of watch the headlines, and they give you like a little paragraph to kind of understand what's going on. Here's a few more resources. The NIH Office of Dietary Supplements has a bunch of wonderful resources. One that I really like to point people towards is the one called Dietary Supplements, What You Need to Know. Then the USDA, FDA side of the public health arm of the government also has one called Dietary Supplements. I really enjoy the Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center. It has a searchable database of 276 herbs and interactions, so there's a website for that. And then MedWatch, the 800 number for MedWatch, is the FDA site to report adverse events from dietary supplement use. So this concludes my talk, and again, my email address is sharon.peterson, at thevillageshealth.com. Thank you.